Welcome to Let's Weave Beads. In this video series, I am going to be talking about converting peyote to the right angle weave. One of the most common questions I get when I put up images of my converted pieces is why convert peyote to the right angle weave. I have three reasons why I do it. The first is that I love the cross weave, which is the 2-needle version of the right angle weave. The second is that I unfortunately do not enjoy the peyote stitch. I have stitched in the peyote stitch. Here is a small piece that I have stitched in the past. And I have stitched other pieces as well, and I just have never taken to it. The third reason is because I enjoy doing things differently. I love to do things differently. As an example of that, I have here a pin wrap. And what I did is I took the pin wrap and I have converted it, used larger beads, and then I am making it into a purse, which my phone will fit in perfectly. So this is something that I enjoy doing. So the next question we have is this for you? Is converting peyote to the right angle weave for you? The first question would be, do you enjoy any version of the right angle weave? If you do, this could be something that you may enjoy. Secondly is, do you love the peyote stitch? If you do, you may want to just do the patterns as they are. But if you also love to do things differently, you may find this as a way of having more options with the patterns that you have. The thing that you want to take into consideration is how much are you willing to invest? There is time, energy, and expense that you will want to take into consideration. We will talk about that now. So, time, energy, and expense. The first is how much cleanup you choose to do. Now, this will depend, of course, on the size and complexity of the piece. Now, to show some examples, this is the first piece that I converted, and here I did it straight from the pattern, and as you can see, it actually looks pretty good. Then on this side I cleaned it up some. One of the places you can notice it the most is in the face area. Here it's a little more jaggedy, and here it's a little more smoother. Usually eyes and face areas is one place that a piece might need work. But like I said, this one didn't require a lot of cleanup. So this is an example of one that might be less time and energy. Now, another piece I did is Lucky Cat. This one also, let's see, make sure I show you the right side. This is the first side that I did, which I started off by cleaning up the eyes, nose, and mouth because I knew that they would need to be cleaned up. everything else is stitched from the pattern without any cleanup. The second side, which you won't notice a huge amount of difference, I did do some cleanup. Now this one was more cleanup than the fish, but it also was rather simple because it was mostly just going along the edges because it has large sections of color, and just making sure the lines were clean. So that is slightly more complex, but still a somewhat simpler cleanup process. And then most recently, I did an advent calendar collection, and here I'm going to show you the pods, and I took 8 pods and sewed them together. This one here is the pods directly from the pattern, no cleanup. This one here is with cleanup. You can see with the candy cane, the cleanup is quite a bit more because I rounded up this area from here, so that could be a little difficult for some people to see where to put the colors. So that is one that might be harder for some. The snowflakes were actually pretty simple. The bell, can't really tell a lot, but it's mostly in the lines, cleaning up the lines. And then the gnome, mostly I reduced the face size. I liked it better with a smaller face. Then on this side, the Christmas tree I actually made slightly larger because there was more space with the way that the beading was done. And the stocking here, it's like with the little buttons, I just like singled them up and stuff. So that one was pretty simple. So as you can see, it varies from one to the next on how much cleanup you're going to do for the piece. And with these, as you can see, some actually, especially if you're using the smaller beads, could be done right from the pattern. Now here's one that I did. This is from the advent calendar also, and this one, when I beaded it up, I thought that looks too much like a Christmas tree and it's supposed to be a bell, so I had to rebead it. So that's where more time comes in, is you might have to rebead a piece that you think doesn't look as well. Oh wait, where's the bell? Oh, there it is. And when I redid it, this is how I decided to do it. And as you can see, it looks much more bell-like in this form than it did when I did it originally from the pattern. Part of this reason is there was a shadow which I left off, and I think that's part of the reasons why mine came out more tree-like. But when I redid it, I was able to get it to look more bell-like. But that is an example of time and energy in that you might have to rebead a piece. All right. And the last thing is that they will require more material than the original piece. I do have a comparison video which shows you how much more you'll need, or gives you ability to calculate. Most pieces are at least 1.5 times more beads, and then of course you'll need more string because of course you're putting on more beads. So that is another consideration, is the fact that it will be slightly more expensive because you'll be using more material. I think that is all I have for today. If you have any questions, please post them, leave comments, and I hope that you will come back to see more videos. I'm hoping to do step by step, starting with flat peyote and then working up and showing you how to convert the more complex 3D patterns like stars and balls and so forth. So I hope that you'll be able to join me and that you will also come to enjoy converting peyote to the right angle weave. Happy beading!